Happiness simply cannot be relied upon as a measure of success. Never give up on anybody. Miracles happen every day. Life is a long, agonized illness only curable by death. Whoever said money can't buy happiness didn't know where to go shopping. Find ecstasy in life. The mere sense of living is joy enough. Never stop just because you feel defeated. The journey to the other side is attainable only after great suffering. Common sense in an uncommon degree is what the world calls wisdom. I have always thought that all philosophical debates are ultimately between the partisans of structure and the partisans of goo. When you connect to the silence within you, that is when you can make sense of the disturbance going on around you. Properly practiced, knitting soothes the troubled spirit, and it doesn't hurt the untroubled spirit either. No boat moves an inch if the sailor has not willed the paddle. Ruin is a gift. Ruin is the road to transformation. I'd rather learn from one bird how to sing than teach 10,000 stars how not to dance. My head'll explode if I continue with this escapism. Your conscience is the measure of the honesty of your selfishness. Listen to it carefully. We have all been through something. It's how you create something out of it that matters. Be the light you seek so desperately in your life and chase away that darkness. It's no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then. It is safer to search in the maze than to remain in a cheeseless situation. The only impossible journey is the one you never begin. People only lie because they are afraid of the truth. Everything is hard, but your dreams are not impossible. If you have seen it with your mind's eye, it is indeed quite achievable. You will never know how high you can climb until you reach the top. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. Flow is the best of what happens when potential is activated by consciousness. Glory resides in the hearts of those you inspire, not in fleeting moments of fame. Accidents don't happen to people who take accidents as a personal insult. Don't step backward toward nothing. Step forward towards something. Better awkward steps forward than coward steps backward. Strip back the beliefs pasted on by governesses, schools, and states. You find indelible truths at one's core. We can't go back and change what happened. It's what we do next that matters. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. We are seeds as well as parasites to the earth. We can either give or take, depending on our perception of growth. This thought strengthened in me my belief that all men, without exception, deserve to be pitied, if only because they are alive. A celibate clergy is an especially good idea, because it tends to suppress any hereditary propensity toward fanaticism. Snow floated down every once in a while, but it was frail snow, like a memory fading into the distance. The timing of your struggle depends on how resistant you are to your molding. Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed. You are exactly where you need to be. Do something if you want something. Otherwise, it will be your whole life. To care about your outward appearance is important, but what's more important is to have a beautiful soul. The way to make your dreams come true is to start believing in them. You don't need a compass when you are yourself a map. Some battles don't have a winner. Sometimes the best a good general can hope for is a ceasefire. Rejection should be a means of improvement and not a way to feel dejected. If a man will begin with certainties, he shall end in doubts. But if he will be content to begin with doubts, he shall end in certainties. Time is my friend when it doesn't let the bad moments stay, but it becomes my enemy when it lets the good moments pass by. I just wanted to tell you that I understand if you go. It's okay if you have to leave us. It's okay if you want to stop fighting. Changing is what people do when they have no options left. I was a veritable Johnny Appleseed of grand expectations, and all I reaped for my trouble was a harvest of bitter fruit. No one else has ever opened doors for me. I opened them myself. Above all, never think you're not good enough. Never think that. In life, people will take you at your own reckoning. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I think the same could be said for time. To be human is to be broken, and broken is its own kind of beautiful. It is your responsibility to find fault with me. It is mine to hear you out. But don't expect me to change. To be haunted is to glimpse a truth that might best be hidden. Receive with simplicity everything that happens to you. As a well-spent day brings happy sleep, so life well used brings happy death. History is idle gossip about a happening whose truth is lost the instant it has taken place. Try your best not to make people sad if you can't make them happy, because some people may be passing through tough time in life. Life is short. Focus on what really matters most. You have to change your priorities over time. There's no greater show on earth than observing human nature. No matter where you are, you're always a bit on your own, always an outsider. To use your head, you have to go out of your mind. People do not meet by chance. They navigate their lives to certain people for certain reasons. Everyday gratitude sweetens what appears flavorless and brightens all that appears dim. When you hold a grudge, you want someone else's sorrow to reflect your level of hurt, but the two rarely meet. Life is a moderately good play with a badly written third act. When, at last, I ceased to be myself, I came to be. Shallow men believe in luck or in circumstance. Strong men believe in cause and effect. There is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. Everything that can be thought at all can be thought clearly. Everything that can be said clearly. The meaning of earthly existence lies not, as we have grown used to thinking, in prospering, but in the development of the soul. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. You get what you give, but also what you're willing to take. Nothing isn't better or worse than anything. Nothing is just nothing. Arya Stark. Power does not corrupt. Fear corrupts. Perhaps the fear of a loss of power. Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. Argue for your limitations and, sure enough, they're yours. When we embrace who we are, the world embraces us right back. There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Learn everything you can, anytime you can, from anyone you can. There will always come a time when you will be grateful you did. Don't be afraid of death. Be afraid of an unlived life. You don't have to live forever. You just have to live. I suppose the secret of his success is in his tremendous idleness, which almost approaches the supernatural. Life is short. If you doubt me, ask a butterfly. Their average lifespan is a mere 5 to 14 days. Anything that smiles often needs to be reminded that the world is a cruel, dark place. Facing it, always facing it, that's the way to get through. Face it. Too late. I found you can't wait to become perfect. You got to go out and fall down and get up with everybody else. Fiction is a solution, the best solution, to the problem of existential solitude. Nothing is too late, till the tired heart shall cease to palpitate. Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us that dragons exist, but because they tell us that dragons can be beaten. You have to lift a person up before you can really put them in their place. You must learn from your past mistakes, but not lean on your past successes. Time doesn't heal emotional pain. You need to learn how to let go. You've never lived what you were thinking, and that isn't good. Only the ideas we actually live are of any value. I read somewhere how important it is in life not necessarily to be strong, but to feel strong, to measure yourself at least once. No one owes you anything. You owe yourself everything. Happiness was but the occasional episode in a general drama of pain. I kept always 2 books in my pocket, one to read, one to write in. And I remembered something else that makes us human: faith, the only weapon in our arsenal to battle doubt. Don't be afraid of enemies who attack you. Be afraid of the friends who flatter you. Choose to correct your mistakes rather than comparing it to others.